Good morning. Just get these alerts off so I can see what I'm doing. Good morning, everyone. It's Fantabulous Friday. This is a day that we celebrate all our wins, all our goals, even little ones, and even if we didn't get exactly where we wanted to be. But good morning, everyone. This is Carroll-Sue, aka live in, well, I'm currently in Providence with
TwoSistas. Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Janis, aka Wellness Diva 5.0. Fantabulous Friday. Friday the 13th. It's going to be amazing. And I just want to play this little clip really quick because I just have to. Okay, so bear with me a second here.
Sure.
And I do not own the rights.
Can't hear it.
Little Red Corvette.
Oh, little, okay. You could play it again because you couldn't even hear it.
Okay, I gotta back it up a tad.
Yeah.
I got it on. Okay.
Yeah, you can't hear it. You hear,
Well,
you hear a little music, but that's okay. We got what you were going after. And yeah, we're gonna, you know, what do we say? I think his Corvette is, he actually's got a nice Corvette though. I am a fan of the Stingray Corvette. And so I do like his Corvette. I don't like the color. I think it's like a green, so that's not my favorite color. But I do like a Stingray. I'm a Stingray Corvette chick, so I freely admit that. But before we get into all that, because there's a lot of stuff that we've got to talk about, because it is kind of part of Fantabulous Friday. I'm super pumped and excited because I'm not actually going to be doing my capsules right live online here. I'm just about, because what is going on with feeling this good, I'm now down to, I think it's almost 6 pounds, not quite, but almost 6 pounds since the 31st, considering my age, which is 65, celebrating it all this month. My metabolism is slower than somebody younger, obviously. But what I have to say is the results that are coming in are phenomenal already. The difference for me is these 90 days, I repeat, I am not going to be practicing intermittent fasting. And the reason behind that, I'm just going to take my tablets now, my little capsules. They are a pretty color, purple, Janis's favorite color, purple, purple. So let me just take these real quick. Ooh. They're gonna get me going. And the reason why I'm not doing intermittent fasting during this challenge is because part of the formulation of how this Thrive Elite has been formed, I call it classic on steroids, but the technical name is Thrive Elite, is because during this time frame when you are on Thrive Elite, you have to eat smaller meals, more frequent and smaller meals, which does not fit in someone that intermittent fasts like I do. It's like impossible. The other hard part with doing smaller, more frequent meals is the appetite control. Now I don't want to say suppressive, but the appetite control blow your mind away. Like I really have to like force myself to eat. And I'm never feeling like, I'm never in that like starving mode. Like sometimes when I'm intermittent fasting, obviously I get to that point, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to eat. I don't feel that whatsoever. So how do I manage this with traveling? Because I actually received quite a few messages of people that really want to join Thrive Elite Challenge, get on board, get their healthy, get their, you know, get rid of that fat, right? But, oh, I'm going on vacation. Yeah, I'm really busy getting my, you know, I'm selling my house. I got to pack. You know, I'm just coming back from vacation. Let me tell you, people, your health and wellness doesn't wait for the right time, because your health and wellness should be your daily life. You don't wait for vacation to start and or end. You don't wait because the fact is our bodies have to operate at maximum level. And you can't do that if you're not filling your gut with what it needs with nutrition. And guess what? It still needs that nutrition when you're on vacation. It still needs that when you're packing up. It still needs that when you get home from vacation. It's still, you still need it when you're under stress, when you're not feeling well. even, and then there's very, I have to say, over the last 7 years, I cannot say that I've been ever ill where I would never take my nutrition. I take it regardless because it's actually balancing and building my immune system. So I actually even really haven't been that sick. That is not a medical claim, PS. But let me tell you something. Stop the excuses. Your excuses get you nowhere, but just to another excuse. And you're never going to get anywhere if you're just going to excuse it. So yes, there's no excuse because, as you saw, our capsules come in this little, very easy packable packaging. And then, which I will be doing shortly, Lifestyle Mix gets single serves in packaging. I apologize for the lighting. I'm in a hotel and the lighting is, of course, I'm in New England. It's doom and gloom and rainy and gray. But that is not raining on my parade. I'm a happy camper. But anyways, again, easily packs. And our wearable nutrition, which is a bigger DFT because different formula going after that fat absorption, and we don't wear it where we normally wear it. You're going to wear it on your butt. You're going to wear it on your hip, maybe your thigh, a big area of your skin where there's a lot of blood flow and body mass. That's where you want it. So sorry, guys, no excuse to be on vacation. No excuse because you just are busy. Just stop the excuses. And I'm feeling good about that because I don't let my travel, I don't let my daily life, I don't let, and I have most of you know, I live a very busy life. My nutrition is just like you brush your teeth every day, right? You hopefully are showering every day, or at least every other day, because showering every day, sometimes not necessarily good for the skin, depending on what type of skin you have. But there are daily rituals that you got to eat every day, right? Well, your body needs to run a maximum level, and it can't do that if you're not giving it what it needs. So touche on that. I'm feeling good about that.
That's awesome. And excuses are a destination to nowhere fast.
Yeah. I mean,
I think when we think of excuses, and we know we've all done them.
Sure.
You're not immune from that. But when you excuse your behavior, you're doing yourself a disservice to normalize how you feel. And trust me, I get that. We both get that. But
now the other key piece I wanted to mention is obviously this is a more potent formula, is specifically for weight loss. And I think they're going to be staying around the $185 mark for the month. But in the month of January, promoter packs, if you're a promoter, you're getting your promoter pack at the same price as Thrive Classic. Like, that is crazy to have this type of ingredients averaging $5 to $6 a day. You got to be a fool not to decide, like, you know what, this is my year of me, a year of me. I'm going to get this weight off. I'm going to get this fat off. I'm going to get these inches off. And I don't have to lose a lot, but I do have to lose some. For me, it's more about the inches, and that's really more about Thrively. It's about the inches because you're sucking up, basically. And I say that we're not sucking it up, but it's got a fat blocker in it and a fat absorber. So it's getting rid of your fat. That fat. Getting rid of
that's
it.
Fat.
Yeah, that's that fat.
Wow. So that's good to hear that you're doing so well with that. And, obviously we know Thrive works, and there's just so many more things that we could, my gosh, I could talk probably forever about it.
Yeah.
But, another kind of a segue, it's Friday the 13th. How many of us out there feel a little superstitious? How many of us, when you think of Friday the 13th, you think of all those horrific horror movies? Friday the 13th.
I know. Freddy, isn't it Freddy Krueger?
I think so. Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Was he the ones who had the scissor hands or something? I don't even know. They were all creepy. I didn't even realize it was the 13th, so you told me that. So yeah. I'm not a overly superstitious person. I think it's a great day for, really overcoming that nonsense. And I don't want to call it I shouldn't call it nonsense because some people really truly believe. But why don't we flip it around and be positive and say it brings us good luck?
Absolutely. Put those good vibes out there.
That's right.
Good vibrations, hey, the universe, when it's you talking to the universe, when you have those internal conversations with yourself. And if you, and we've talked about this so often, you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh my God, it's Friday the 13th, it's doom and gloom, and it's going to be a crappy day. Well, guess what? You are going to have a crappy day.
And the other key piece about the universe that I want to tell people, because they think, oh my God, I had that thought. How do I get it out of my head? There is a time delay, people, with the universe. So don't think because you said it's going to happen that way. You just have to change your mindset. And yes, we all, our minds are very complicated things. We're not even really utilizing, I don't believe we're not utilizing our brain of really all that it's capable of. But if you get those thought processes, just what, turn them around. You know, you may start out that day and say, you know what, that's ridiculous. I'm going to have a great day today. I'm going to go out there and say that this day is a lucky day for me. I bet you a lot of people are saying that. Oh, by the way, did anyone win the mega billions or millions or whatever it was?
I don't think so, because Gary was chatting about that last night. He's like, oh, I got to go get a ticket.
Yeah, well, so maybe this is somebody's lucky day. You know what? I think the drawing's today. I don't know. I don't keep track of that stuff. I did buy tickets last time, and I still have to look at the numbers. I mean, that's how often I buy them, and then I forget to look. I usually take them to the store and say, hey, was this a winner? Because I forgot to check. That's me. That's just how I am, because I'm not a regular gambler. And speaking of gambling, I am going to be going to Foxwoods Casino today, probably mid-morning-ish, and because there is the Winner's Choice Championship, which is a chair and dance world's qualifier, and I am helping my friend Robin Coe, who is the owner of Winner's Choice Championships. I'm helping her with the 3 events this year, and it's one of my always have been my passion, so I'm super excited to be a part of it in a different aspect. And I am excited because I'm going to be on the on-deck area. And for those of you who don't know, like the backstage pieces of running and producing of a world's event of this nature is there's a warm-up area for obviously the athletes to warm up their routines, get pumped up with their coaches. And then there's different segments that they end up. But when they end up on the on-deck area, I will be the last person that they see before they hit that big stage, that big mat. So you betcha this naughty boss is going to be pumping them up, making sure they're organized, excited, having fun, because they are going out there and they are showing and showcasing what their passion is. And for those teams that are in the World's division, this will be an event where you can win a bid. You earn a bid because not everyone can go to Worlds. Worlds is, I want to say it's in April-ish, April, May, at Disney, the Disney big, huge complex there. So it is, it's a super exciting event. But speaking of lucky and being at a casino, I don't know that I would actually, I'm not, I'm a gambler, like, I'm going to play with $50 and when it's done, it's done. But because of I'm feeling lucky, I may play a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been obviously a while since I've been to that other side of Connecticut where the casinos are. And I go with either $20 or $40. 40 is the most that I will gamble. And, I just have fun with it and, just go there with that mindset. I think what interested me really when I was living in that area years ago, and we went quite often, was watching people who were just so entranced at their different machines. Now I play the quarter machines. That's all I'm willing to do. I don't do blackjack or anything like that. But then you would see people who were constantly going up to, they've got those little ATMs or going up to the cage. And I'm like, oh my God, how much money are these people going through? And, we have friends that go there and we hear from one of a friend, oh, I won whatever, 2000, I think the latest one was like 2000, which is great. But we know that this person is always there. So it's like, okay, well, how much did you spend?
Right, exactly. And that's my thing is I look at it as entertainment. Because let's face it, the odds are against you. The odds are against you in a casino. I don't care what casino, whether it's in Vegas, whether it's, Foxwoods, Mohegan Sun, it doesn't matter. The odds are against you. So if you go in it with a mindset of, you know what, it's a treat, or this is my entertainment for tonight, like going to the movies or going out to dinner, or whatever you may do, a show. That's how I look at it. So that's how I base how much I'm going to spend. Plus, I agree with you. I love to people watch, like, especially, I really try to avoid the smoking section because most of them do have smoking sections. I'm assuming they still do, but I don't know for sure. And my thing is, you'll see, that person, the butt hanging out of their mouth. They're, calling the waitress because you get the free claw liquor drinks when you're at the machine, and they're just, of course now everything's digital, but some people still use the whatever you call it, handle. Yeah. And and just they're there for hours, and they don't, and they're almost robot looking. They don't even look like they're having fun. Like for me, I'd be like, oh my God, give me 3 cherries in a row, whatever it may be. I don't even know how the damn thing works, but I actually like to play. I've done craps a couple times, and I'm one of those that's kind of lucky in craps, but I don't know what I'm doing. Like I throw the dice and everyone's yelling, I go, what happened? Like I don't know how to play the game. The other one I do like to play every now and then is the roulette wheel. That one I do like because you have the option. The odds are that's one of the games that your odds are a little bit better than most, because you have the ability of putting your chip, on multiple numbers, I guess, like corners, and there's different areas that you can play. Like I gotta play 1 through 10. And they have different varieties, like a $5 table. I don't even know if they have a $5 table anymore. It's been so long. $10 table, $20 table, $50 table, whatever it may be. So I do like that one because I find people are, you're more socializing with people around a craps table or the roulette wheel. Blackjack, not so much. I'm actually pretty good at blackjack, but that's to me is more of a serious game, and there's so much etiquette that goes into it. And I always manage to screw it up somehow.
Well,
so, yeah, that's not a game for me.
And the other thing, maybe I should say this, I don't know, whatever, is they usually have in each of the casinos, I know that they have in each of the casinos, different restaurants and whatever. And I typically, when I've been there, will go to the, I don't want to say the cafeteria, but the buffet.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like a cafeteria.
Yeah, I'm not a big buffet person, but they do have a very good selection. And what I noticed, these plates, and they're just overflowing.
Supersized.
And I'm like,
supersized.
Oh my gosh, how can one person eat that much food in one sitting is beyond me. But
well, that's why we have, obesity pandemic, really, when you think about it. There's a lot of very, very unhealthy people walking around, and, you would hope that they would be mindful of that. But, eating addiction is a real addiction, or compulsive eating, or, if you're one of those people that suffer from depression, sometimes you eat for thinking that you're soothing those horrible, sad feelings. So it is sad, but people can't stop and really, do that inventory of themselves. And you have to do that from time to time. And it's funny, we talk about your weight journey. My weight journey wasn't as, impressive as yours was, because I wasn't that overweight, but I still got overweight. I still got bloated. I still started looking like not so healthy. And, I chatted about that when I recently, obviously, would say 5 days ago, turned 65, because it really brought me to a place of our mom, who was very unhealthy at 65. And she wasn't always unhealthy, but she was. And she turned 65 on February 15th. So her birthday's coming up, where we were a week apart. And
you mean the date of her death? I thought her.
No, I'm talking about her birthday now. Her birthday is a week apart. When she turned 65, that's what I'm saying. When she turned 65, which is a week from my birthday, it was only 3 weeks after that she passed. So she had just turned 65, the age that I am at right now. And I remember over the last year, and I remember it as well when it was occurring, And I remember, that we would never see her, age. They go through the aging process, and our mother had beautiful, beautiful skin. And, what I thought to myself, I'm never really going to see her look old. But when I look back at pictures, and I do have a picture of her last birthday, I flew from Buffalo to Cromwell. And I remember, we were giving her cake, and how bloated and very unhealthy she looked. And so coming up to this birthday, my birthday, which is 65, I did a lot of, kind of reevaluating. And as sad as it was to lose her at 65, such a young age, to lose her that young, that was the driving force behind to make sure that I got to not only the age that she was at, but even longer, like longevity. Like I wasn't going to make the same mistakes. And now, obviously, there was not a lot of knowledge, a lot about heart disease and being overweight, back then. And I say back then, it was 26 years ago. But the point being is we have come a long way in health and wellness. And we do have an accountability to ourselves, that we've got to have that conversation, look in the mirror and say, look, I don't want to live my life this way. I'm out of breath. I can't climb up a flight of stairs without like sweating. I notice it's harder and harder to get up from a chair because my joints are killing me, or, my knees are killing me. I can't fit into the clothes that I really enjoy wearing. And what am I doing about it? So it was really paramount for me to make that correlation with how our mom passed away. And, like I said, as sad as that was really the driving force for me to make sure that I would not end up in that same scenario. Now we look at Lisa Marie Presley, who had cardiac arrest last night, and she's had her battle. I always tell people, because a lot of people are saying, oh, cardiac arrest, since there's been so many cardiac arrests, and especially that's actually the #1 killer in high school kids. That's a problem. A lot of people don't realize that. #1 killer of high school children is cardiac arrest right now. So you can go down that rabbit hole. I wouldn't jump down the rabbit hole with Lisa Marie. And the reason why I wouldn't, I'm a firm believer of waiting for all the information to come out before we make these conclusions. However, she did have drug abuse issues, like her dad and like her son. For certain families, that gene, that makeup is just there in your hereditary markers. That it's truly a disease, so it's not a choice that people make. The sad piece, I think, for many is she really led a private life, trying to figure her way. Having the King as her dad. She married obviously Michael Jackson, Nicolas Cage. She married some very elite people, but trying to find your way. Obviously, she was dealing with, still the loss of her son, who he died, I think it was in 2020. But my point being is we don't really know what caused her cardiac arrest yet. So let's not assume it's something that was injected into her. Let's wait for them to really let people know. But it's sad. 54 is way too young. Way too young. Longevity and the average age has upped. It no longer is 65 considered old, or 50 you're down the toilet. There are many, many people in their 70s, in their 80s, and yes, even in their 90s that are still working, that are still doing athletics, that are still very much involved with living life to the fullest. So we can do it. It's just a matter of, are we going to make ourselves a priority?
Right, exactly. And, of course, our hearts and prayers go out to her mother, Priscilla, and her 3 children, that she survived by. And it's just very sad. It's almost like every day you hear of somebody way too young being taken away, cardiac arrest, and you hear those 2 words, and it's really earth shattering. And I was shocked. I was like, oh my God, how can that be?
Right. And she was just, like I said, she lived a fairly secluded life. She was just out 2 nights ago. She looked absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
She was at the Golden Globe Award celebrating the actor who, played the role of her father, the King, Elvis. And, she looked stunning. She looked healthy. She looked good. So, it doesn't necessarily always mean, and she's had her battle with weight a little bit, not huge, but she's had a little bit of that going on. But she looked beautiful, stunning. I'm sure, in the midst of this shock and grief, and maybe doesn't recognize it right now, but I'm sure Priscilla's going to be so thankful that she had that night with her just 2 nights ago. It is just sad, especially where we just, publicly saw her on the Golden Globes or at the Golden Globes. So it just, it never gets sadder that when you hear a life being taken too young. And then there was another high school student, cardiac arrest. And then really finding out the stats that's the number one. And then, just so many athletes in general. So, again, we don't know, so we're not going to assume. We like to give, stories the benefit of the doubt to develop and find out the true facts behind it. But it was so sad to hear.
Yeah, it really was. It was very heart-wrenching. And before we sign off, we have to figure out who the Stunod Award goes to.
Oh, that's this Friday. That's today, the Stunod Award. Well, and it's a fitting day because it's Friday the 13th, right?
Right.
I actually have 2 or 3 in mind, but I actually don't know their names.
Oh, well, that doesn't help anyone. All right.
Well, by the subject matter, it will help them. But go ahead. Do you want me to say?
Put in the chat. Do you know how to get to that?
Yes, I'm not that. I do run Zooms, Jan. That part I can do. She's so funny. She thinks she's so funny because she handles all the technical piece to it. She's better at that, and we talk about our gifts and who's better at what. But I'm
gonna put my vote in the chat.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Recording is on. Okay, I know the recording's on. Okay. Yeah, that would be one. All right, so I gotta get to it. Hold on. I'm sure we'll learn these names.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have another one.
See, we could be here all day doing this show.
All right, one more for each of us.
One more for each of us. I can't think of his name either. You're gonna know who this is.
Oh my God. Oh, yes, I know who that is.
Yeah, so those are my 2.
Okay, so
yes, I wasn't sure. Okay, yeah, okay. So
I'm sure I didn't spell that correctly. So
no, that's pretty close though, I think. All right, so we're gonna announce them and then what? We're gonna have our guests vote on our website.
yeah, we could actually, what we could do is we'll put all these names in a poll and I'll do a question. I just started a question of the day after I post.
Okay. But we can certainly announce them so everyone knows.
Okay.
Before we get to that tidpiece, because it is Fantabulous Friday, this is the day that we're supposed to pat ourselves on the back that we did a good job on something. So what would you pat yourself on the back this week?
Wow. Staying organized.
That's a good one. And that's a hard one to do sometimes. I'm going to say that I overcame not intermittent fasting, which was huge. It's difficult when you're I've been doing it for over 3 years.
Right.
So I was successful at the transformation from going from intermittent faster to now eating smaller, more frequent meals. It's difficult. I'm not going to lie. And, some people will say, well, really, is that a really goal, or that was a hurdle you had to go over and you did it and you want to pat yourself on the back? Yeah, betcha.
Okay, so back to our Stunod Award. These are our current nominees. First,
And drum roll, please.
yes. First nominee, Joy Behar from The View.
Oh, I love that one. Love that one. Second one, where I don't know the names, would be Biden's personal attorneys.
All right.
If you want to know, I think we should say the reason why. So why don't you say the reasons why you're giving Joy?
Okay. So,
because if we go, that's going to help our viewers.
right. So Joyless Joy,
Yes.
she just cannot get your facts straight, like report the news. I mean, you could say your opinion. We know how she feels about 45. We get it. And we support anybody's right. That is our right to say what we feel. But she has her facts all wrong, and she's basing what she says on her personal opinion and not the facts. I can't stand that. All right, so I think I can figure out why your reason would be for your nomination.
Yeah, so this is Biden's personal attorneys, and there's a couple things. Why does the personal attorney start going through your paperwork? Number one, at your home, at your his whatever museum or wherever everything else was found, but actually admitting that he, without any facts, he inadvertently misplaced them. That is like saying you're guilty. What attorney tells their client to do that?
Oh boy, we could really go down a rabbit hole, but we don't have a lot of time.
Exactly. So giving very bad advice to your clients.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so my next nominee, I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong. Karim Jeanne Pierre, the White House press secretary. Bring back Jen Psaki.
Oh, that's pretty bad. When you want Jen Psaki back, that's pretty bad. Yeah, but at least she made eye contact and wasn't wearing white eyeshadow. I love that one. My next nominee, and my final nominee for this week, is Representative Swalwell. How do you say his name? Swalwell. He's very upset because he's now not on the committee of Intel. Well, what do you get when you sleep with a Chinese spy? I mean, how stupid can you be?
Dumbass. Oops. Did I just say that on live air? Yes, I
did. Well, ass is, there is a donkey ass, so there's that. So yeah, those would be our 4 nominees for the TwoSistas Stunod Award. So how are they tell everyone, our listeners, our viewers, how they can vote for this week's Stunod?
Well, of course, I will make sure that this information is in the show notes, and I will also do a separate post with a poll. And you could obviously go to our website, www.twosistas.online, leave us a voice message or send us in the contact form.
I love this segment. And no, we have had no mimosas. We're just laughing because.
Right. And when you send in your nomination, whoever it may be, tell us why. We want to know why you want to nominate that person. And of course, if you go with one of ours, just let us know. And of course, we'll do the tally.
Yes, and then maybe also put a little blurb of why we nominated them, or they can use their imagination, I guess. And or obviously they've heard what we had to say, but if they didn't, and they said, "Oh, this is kind of cool," and they run across and don't really know why we're doing it, obviously check out our today's podcast. But I'm gonna have to redo my makeup because I'm laughing so hard. I'm actually crying. You know what? It's Friday the 13th. We should be laughing. And this was a great episode to laugh about. I think these 4 Stunod Awards really, it's going to be a tough call because they're all right there.
Exactly. And, It's Friday the 13th. Go out and have a fantabulous weekend, a fantabulous Friday. And remember, excuses, look to come up with a solution. And on that note, my name is Janis, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, and I am with two
Sisters, and this is Carroll-Sue, aka Naughty Boss, having to do her makeup over in the eyeball area because I'm laughing so hard, I'm actually crying. You know what? Laughter. Let's think about that. Laughter and humor. It releases really, really great endorphins, number one, but we all deserve to laugh at ourselves, laugh at something that really kind of gets our goat. And it's a great way to relieve stress, bring in some good feelings versus sad feelings. You know, we're all going through all kinds of more emotions. So laughter does cure that. You have a great, fantabulous Friday, Friday the 13th. It's a lucky day for one of us. Maybe one of us will win that lottery. Anyways, we will see you Monday for Monday Mindset. Have a great weekend. Again, if you are in, I think it's Ledger area. Is that how you pronounce the town? Ledger area. Come to Foxwoods Casino. Come see and check out Winners Choice Awards World qualifying event, cheer and dance 2-day event, Saturday and Sunday. You guys have a great weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye for now.